This is going to be the new coaches report cards, and there are a few of them this year. So I'm asking you this. Todd Payten, obviously, Anthony Griffin, Nathan Brown, Kevy Walters, who we just spoke to, and Trent Barrett at the Bulldogs. Let's begin as far north as we can go with Todd Payten.
Coming to me first?
Yeah,
I'm going to give Todd a C.
Yeah.
I think he's been, pretty average. Hasn't been outstanding. Hasn't been shocking.
Is C a pass, though?
I think C's a pass.
C's a pass?
Yeah, I mean, they're going through some change up there.
Wasn't in my world when I was at school, guys.
No.
Well, you had high
totally
standards.
Unacceptable.
High standards for you, though, Tane. High standards for you. I think he's about a C. I think he's doing a serviceable job, but, could get better.
All right. You see improvement in him?
Well, the club I do, yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on up there, right? They got a lot of player movement, a lot of contracts to juggle, and a lot of big decisions to make.
Well, he came out swinging early.
He's shaking up a bit.
Yeah, well, I think you need to. I'll give him a C as well. I think you need to go when you go into a place like that struggled for a period of time. You need to make changes. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to do. Stay in the same rhythm as what you've been in. And obviously Maguire's gone now and so is Michael Morgan. So two big outs, two big personalities there, and some young halves who are still sort of finding their way. I'm just not sure about the initial call with the Taumalolo thing for mine. I think when you're new into an organisation, you kind of need to have a look around and see who's contributed to the success of that team for a certain period of time, which is Taumalolo's probably been their best player for the last 4 years. He's been one of the best forwards in the game for a long period of time, and his role for that club was always just to go out there and get as many minutes as he could and carry the team on his back, which he did on numerous occasions. I'm just not sure whether getting pulled over hot coals because of couple of poor defensive reads. Surely he can improve, but then in public, I'm just not sure that went down so well with Jason, who we haven't seen since, and now there's even rumours that he's looking elsewhere. And I know that Reedy's come out and said that that's not happening, but it's still there. The rumours that you don't need in a club, especially with the guy that you're building that club around, and your relationship with him needs to be rock solid. So, yeah, I'll give him a C.
C. MG?
Yeah, same, 5 out of 10. I think for the very same reasons Gerd said, I don't think he handled that the way he should have handled it. Of course, he was the new dog in the town. He wanted to, kick the dirt up and ruffle a few feathers and say, well, it's my way or the highway. And I think he could have done it just as effectively behind closed doors with Jason Taumalolo. I think it embarrassed him. And he hasn't been seen since. He's broken 2 hands at training. So we'll see when he comes back and plays, we'll see if he really wants to be there, because he'll be back to his wrecking ball self, or he might be a shadow of himself. So we'll soon find out.
All right, Todd Payten, C, C, and 5 out of 10. We've got 2 systems working here already, which is terrific.
I just want to be different, mate. You know that.
I know. I love it. I love it, MG. What about Anthony Griffin at the Dragons? MG?
He's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's a minus. In other words, I think he's
Of course. Of course.
On my new metric table.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I think
And that mind you
C
too.
is a 5,
C
Tony.
is a 5.
So you work the scale out for us, would you?
Wait till we get to Trent Barrett. I think that all the rumblings out of the Dragons at the start of the year, probably the most spoken about team in the off season, McGuinness and why'd you get McCulloch and all the why is Ben Hunt captain and all these questions, and Hook Griffin just sat back and let it all unfold, and he said trust the process, and he's got them playing a simple brand of rugby league where they run hard, they tackle hard, and they don't make many mistakes, and it's a pleasure to watch them. I can't wait to watch them in this Anzac Day clash tomorrow against the Roosters. I think they're a big chance of upsetting the Roosters. But I love the way he's turned this team around, and Ben Hunt has been the biggest beneficiary. He'll come back sooner rather than later because he can't wait to get back in this team. He feels the vibe. He's trying to come back from a broken leg 2 weeks early just so he can play in this team. That's a big sign.
Love it. Love it.
A+ for me, for Anthony Griffin. A+, because a lot of people had them winning the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
A lot of people had them winning the wooden spoon, and I thought they'd struggle, but I think he's done an amazing job. I think they've recruited as well as any club in the off-season in the way they've
got other people to pay for them.
Got other people to pay for their players, manufactured a $11 million salary cap, and he's got them playing. He's got them playing for each other. He's got them playing for him, and A+ for me. Can't get any better.
Love it.
Yeah, he's getting the best. I'll give him an A as well. Got the best out of the individuals there. Got guys playing in good positions, and what he's done with the salary cap in relation to Maguire, Then he's also got McCulloch and he's also got Bird. You know, 3 of their most influential guys have been paid by other clubs. I mean, that's just genius, isn't it? So doing good things. And Ben Hunt, their skipper and highest paid player, hasn't been there for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
And they're continually winning games, which says that the system that they've put in place is working as well. Doing a great job.
All right, Reedy, our mate Nathan Brown of the Warriors.
B+ for Nathan. I'll give him a B+. I reckon they're unlucky not to win it against Manly a couple of weeks ago. They could have been 4-2. And I think he's doing a pretty good job there. You know, they've lost Adam Fanua-Blake now, and they didn't stop him winning the other day. So B+ for me.
Okay. MG?
7 out of 10. For me, so it's about.
That's about a B.
I've written that as B+. I've got that as a B+.
Yeah. Good on you, MG.
Okay.
B+.
All right.
I think we kind of take for granted what these guys have done for the last 14, 15 months. Lived basically out of a suitcase. And even though they're in one of the best resorts in New South Wales, up there at the Star of the Sea, it's still not home. It's still, hey, Bobby, the boss, if you're listening. I just want them to hurry up and go back to New Zealand because they're all in my unit. So I want to go up there and just go have a holiday. Come on, boys. It's bubbles up there now. Isn't the bubble on? So can't they go back and play it? Well, when's that, Warwick? When they go back to New Zealand, Reedy?
Round 12, maybe. I think it is halfway through the year, I think.
And I think that the NRL, as an act of good faith, should let them play 4 games in a row there.
Okay.
A whole month. A whole month at home.
All right, I'll give that then a 7.5+.
Yeah, I'm going to give Brownie a B+ as well for all the reasons that the boys mentioned. Been, jumped a lot of hurdles and done a lot of really good things so far this year. I think the consistent way, I think they had one off week, but the consistent way that the Warriors on the back of, I think some of the legacy that Todd Payten left and then how Brownie's been able to pick that up and continue on in that way is just a good thing for the game and their fans, and I think they're doing good. So
all right.
I'd B+.
While you're on that microphone, Gerds, we spoke to him just a moment ago. It's been a tough start for Kevy Walters. He's in Darwin, but he's listening on his mobile.
I'm going to have to hand out. Sorry, Kevy. I'm going to have to hand him a D. So we're going to get down there.
Wow.
And, it was always going to be a tough rebuild for Kevy, but you need to look at the results. And I know there's a million things going on behind the scenes, and hopefully we start seeing some of the fruits of that. But at the moment,
it's not a must try harder,
it's
though, is
not
it? 'Cause he's trying.
But at the end of the day, we're all judged by W's, and at the moment he's got 1 from 7, so it can be nothing more from me than a D, Tone. Sorry.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Did you say he's listening, Tone?
Yeah. A?
A+.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10. No, I think along with Gerds, a D, a 4, maybe a 4 out of 10. I think purely for their results only. I think he's definitely part of the change that's going to happen in Brisbane. I think it's, as he said to us when we just chatted to him 15 minutes ago, just have patience. If you're a Broncos fan, just have patience. It's going to be a slow build, but I think Kevy's the man for the job.
I'm going to give him a C-, because I think he inherited that roster, and he's had to live with it, and I think he's doing his best up there, and it's a big job. And the next few weeks, as he mentioned, the next few weeks can be crucial for that club because they're going to make some big changes. But C- for me.
All right, now the club obviously that are yet to register a win. Bulldogs, Trent Barrett was the signing as coach. Reedy, what are you marking him?
Yeah, again, look, I'm going to give him a D because I gave Kevy a C- and Kevy won a game and Trent hasn't won a game. And I think Trent's going to be a really good coach for a long time in this game and at that club. And again, he inherited that roster or largely inherited it. But, they haven't won a game. They mightn't win a game this year, Canterbury.
Wow. That's a terrible stat.
Yeah, it's a D. It's a D as well. And Baz has been, I guess, responsible for bringing a few people to that club over the last sort of 12 months. So Corey Allen and Kyle Flanagan and the like. So Nick Kotrick. So need to make sure that those decisions that he made are the right ones. Probably a little bit too early to tell. Yeah. But I'd say he'd be a little bit nervous about some of those decisions and the money spent on some of those recruitment in those areas. In saying that. They haven't won a game, and I'm not sure when they will. So it's a D for me.
All right, MG.
D-, 2.5 out of 10. I think it's all the reasons the boys said. They're inherited roster, but I had these guys just missing out in the 8 this year, and I thought there was going to be a vast improvement. I thought that with young Flanagan going there, and I thought he would be just perfectly positioned for Trent Barrett to do like a Nathan Cleary on him, a complete overhaul of their attacking structures and And the coach has got to take some of the blame for their losses. It's the worst Dogs team in a long time historically. So the coach has to take some of them barbs. Not all of them, for sure. Not all of them. Because they've still got a team that's competitive, and they're probably being competitive against the Doggies tonight. But yeah, it's a long win. It's a long road for these guys, and I hope they win their first game soon. I just hope they break that dark, and because it's a shocking feeling they're going through. It's shocking.